Sunday evening with us. Tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Golden State Warriors here in Chase Center. Welcome, everyone. Courtside with two ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. Here we go. 2 games left before postseason action. Let's take a look at the possible field. Taking a look at the Rockets. With the playoffs fast approaching, they are well positioned at second place in the conference. And checking out the Warriors, down a few spots.
I think for Houston, their fans were expecting a lot from this team this year, and they haven't disappointed them. It's been a terrific season, and they're far from done yet heading into the playoffs.
So the Houston starting 5. Van Vliet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Amen Thompson out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Şengün in at the 5. And for Golden State, Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Butler out there with Moses Moody. And it's Green in at the 5 down low. And with both teams fighting for playoff position, this is as intense of a regular season as you'll see, Grant.
Oh, B.A., you can feel what's at stake here in the arena. Both of these teams will treat this like the postseason. The playoffs start now for them.
Just 4 to shoot. Şengün, the screen. And here's Thompson for 3. Rebounded by Green. And so it's Green who brings up the ball for Golden State. They're coming off a win against the Nuggets.
In that game, they were the enforcers, and they were also efficient. That's the kind of balance coaches look for.
Well, easy to be efficient on nights like that when everybody has things going. Let's see if they're still in the rhythm tonight.
Now here's Van Vliet. 13 points in the win against Oklahoma City. Pass to Şengün. Now here's Brooks. They double him with Curry. Green for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün.
You love the confidence Green has. He wastes no time going up with the shot.
Here's Butler. Back to Podziemski. Stolen by Thompson. And here comes the break. The finish! And the slam dunk by Thompson.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
And the gamble paying off.
Now here's Curry. He had a 36-point outing in their last game against Denver. Rebounded by Green. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Second chance shot. In deep. Van Vliet drops it in.
Yeah, look at the strength from Van Vliet. Not the biggest, but wouldn't be denied.
Golden State has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Outside Butler. Back to Curry. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
At last, their cold streak is over. They finally found something that worked.
Yeah, the point is to score, so getting that first one, that always helps.
Now here's Van Vliet. Back to Brooks. Pass to Green. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. Gets the 3 ball to go. Green's got 6 points.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Earlier, Allie LaForce spoke with head coach Steve Kerr. What'd you find out, Allie?
We talked about Fred VanVleet and how Coach hopes to counter him. Coach told me I'd love to put size on him and give him an unfavorable matchup. But the truth is, it's all about hustle, just staying on him as much as possible. It's a pretty straightforward strategy, but Coach hopes it's effective. Guys?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. About 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Outside for Butler. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Brent, you think about Jimmy Butler. Great in the regular season, even better in the playoffs.
Yeah, extremely tough. I mean, he has grit and resilience, but tough-minded in the toughest moments, and that's where his teammates rely on him. Jimmy Butler shows up big come playoff time.
He misses the free throw. Well, Brent, there are only a handful of players in the league with the big game experience of Butler.
Yeah, and those big games, BA, are where he's had some of his best moments. It's been on several different teams as well. So the bigger the game gets, the bigger Jimmy Butler appears to show up.
And he sinks the second.
Always one of the hardest workers on his team. Jimmy Butler knows how to win.
Pass to Şengün. Brooks against Butler. Brooks, the pass to Van Vliet. Clock at 6. Two points. That one goes. Van Vliet's got his second basket of the night.
Well, Van Vliet likes to work up close and personal at the basket, always ready to take it inside.
Here's Butler. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. And Graham, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
That's good from Butler.
Butler gives you so much toughness and determination. This guy can really impact what the culture of your team is all about.
Hields checked in for Curry. Smith, he's checked in for Houston. Eason comes in for Brooks. Butler hits them both. And Van Vliet has got the ball here for Houston. They come into this one having outplayed the Thunder in their last game.
And you know they had a great plan going into that one. And then made the right adjustments along the way.
Well, the great thing about watching that game was that we saw it through their offense, and they showed a few different looks that they settled into and played well.
Houston shooting their first free throws here for the night. That one misses.
And what I like about Thompson, along with the high-level athleticism, he has a high-level feel for the game.
Whitmore's checked in for the Rockets. And he's good on the second. One thing this Golden State team does very well is control the offensive glass, Brent.
Well, there's been a lot of talk analytically, BA, about how advantageous it is to come in and swoop through to grab offensive rebounds. Golden State has bought into that philosophy. They also have guys who take a lot of long shots, so that's long rebounds with a better chance of gaining an extra possession. So some smart analytical play here from Golden State in the past couple seasons.
And here's Green from the arc. And his first miss of the night. Now 2 of 3. Here's Spencer. Green covering. Pass to Butler. A minute 15 left in the first quarter of the game. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Butler's got 5.
And Butler just taking that motion right through contact.
The Rockets lead by 4. And he lobs it up.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. To the inside. Here's Post. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
To the wing, right side. Outside, Green. Thompson outside. Smith with a screen on Butler. The 3 from Thompson. Kept alive. Back to Green. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. To the paint with 1 on the clock. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, BA.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Houston with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. More 2K action in just a moment. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They've done a great job facilitating so far. So moving the rock and finding the open man, just great selfless basketball.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
Here's Hield. Curry and Hield to the sharp-shooting backcourt. Trace Jackson-Davis out there with Kuminga. And it's Post in at the 5. That's the group for Golden State as we kick off the second quarter. Ooh, it's stolen by Eason. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, similarities in the games of Alperen Şengün and Nikola Jokic. A couple years back, Jokic suggested that Houston run their offense more through him, and they have. Jokic said that's going to benefit the whole organization. He wants to pass and play for the team. They'll move when the ball is in his hands. Brian?
Well, Jokic would know. Thanks, Allie. That free throw, no good. And this is a star-driven league. But talk about the importance of role players, Grant.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference.
He hits the second from the line.
In addition to skill set, most rookies need to adjust physically to the NBA. Not Whitmore. He's got grown man strength.
Here's Post. The 3 from Curry. Money! Stephen Curry, the three-point king.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Şengün. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it. It's good. And the Rockets lead by 6.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Hield passes to Curry. Another 3 for Golden State.
Well, Curry doing it again. One of the quickest releases we've ever seen.
Pass to Şengün. Outside Eason. Şengün, a screen on Kuminga. Back to Şengün. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Şengün's got 4 points this quarter.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Since being selected in the 21 draft, Alperen Şengün has really improved.
Yeah, from 9 points per game as a rookie to over 20 in his third year. Şengün has averaged about 5 assists per game over a season. A huge number for a 6'11 post guy. He is so skilled.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. After the basket by Houston, Curry finds Hield. On the wing, Curry. Curry at the rim. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Holiday against Curry. Pass to Şengün. 6 to shoot. Warriors with the rebound.
I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups. Always impressive when a smaller player has a nose for the ball and rises up amongst the taller ones to grab rebounds.
Shoots from the block, and that one's good. Whitmore. Warriors trail by 7. Outside Hield. Pass to Kuminga. Hield with the ball. Whitmore defending. 4-3. And Curry is good for 3. Curry's got 13 now.
That's his third three-pointer now after not getting any in the opening period.
And here's Whitmore. That one is off. Hield against Smith. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It's going to be on Jabari Smith.
Well, Hield plays with such drive and intensity at all times that he just can't help but create a foul shot with that opportunity.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one.
Buddy Hield just has such an incredibly quick trigger.
Both teams will make substitutions. And the second free throw is good.
When you talk about the best shooters in the NBA, Buddy Hield has to be in the conversation.
Outside, Green. Nice execution inside from Green.
They have no answer defensively inside.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. You know, Grant and Van Vliet, they've got a guy who's been through everything in this league.
Yeah, B.A. Van Vliet's seen it all. He's won a championship. He's been in the All-Star game. He's been on a last-place team. No wonder nothing seems to faze him.
Eason's checked in for Smith. All right, a chance to check out stats for Stephen Curry.
And a stat to focus on is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been working on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot better on D.
Pass to Green. Now Butler. Defended by Thompson. Back to Green. Tries a 10-footer. It's wide right. Hits off the rim.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
The kick out to Van Vliet. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. And it's an 8-point Houston lead.
If you let him, Van Vliet will just live at the arc. I mean, he shoots fearlessly from out there.
Back to Podziemski. Pass to Hield. Butler with the ball. Fires for 3. Here's Moody. Oh, look at the hustle. Moody with the strong finish.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Hield against Green. Thompson outside. 4 on the clock. With his first shot attempt. Rebounded by Green.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Butler can't get it to go.
And one of the reasons they're down right now is because they've fallen in love with the jump shot.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Thompson. Rebounded by Green. Pass to Butler. Eason with some nice D.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
And so it's Houston with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Here with Coach Steve Kerr, your defense struggling to contain them in the first half. How do you remedy it?
We got to get back in transition, but we got to make them feel us. You know, they're just running anything they want. We've got to at least disrupt the stuff they're trying to do.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. How about we start out with the Western Conference and how those teams are stacking up?
You know, for the Rockets, they're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
And turning our attention to the first half, a positive start for the Houston Rockets.
When you look at how they're getting their points, a good portion comes from inside. They're going right at the defense.
I like the aggressiveness. Don't lose steam in the second half.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
Kicking off the second half, here's Ime Udoka's 5. Van Vliet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Dylan Brooks is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Thompson in at small forward. Now here's Curry. That one goes in. Curry's got 15.
Well, Steph's willing to hurt you from the mid-range. Look, if you're going to be that open, he's going to take the shot.
Outside, Green. Van Vliet against Curry. Puts up a 3. Podziemski grabs the board. Warriors trail by 4. Pass to Green. Outside Curry. Now here's Green. Defended by Şengün. 5 on the clock. Over Van Vliet. Curry gets the bucket. Curry's got 4 this quarter.
Just another day at the office for Steph Curry, making this look easy.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, VA, well, the Rockets got a lot more organized with Coach Ime Udoka and their veteran additions, including point guard Fred Van Vliet, who said it's just having that poise and presence to slow things down and get guys where they need to be. Rein it in, get some structure, and maximize these guys' potential. VA?
Allie, a great floor general. Thanks for that. And Steve Kerr calls time out here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Our 2K leaderboard showing stats from the real NBA. The best passing teams in the association. The Warriors, 4th.
The passing on this team is very strong. They really move the ball, and you can see it in the assist numbers.
Pass to Podziemski. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And here's Curry for 3. Corner 3, buried by Curry.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Grant, when you look at Draymond Green's career, you think he's going to the Hall of Fame?
You know, B.A., I believe so. He's won multiple titles, and we know how impactful he has been as a defender and distributor especially. I think we'll see him in Springfield one day.
Now here's Moody, giving this team some energy, averaging a little over 10 points a game. Butler can't get it to go.
And after burying 3 straight shot opportunities, finally a miss there. Still feeling the momentum, though.
Brooks with it. Moody defends. Brooks, the pass to Van Vliet. Driving inside, and he banks in the layup. Van Vliet's got 9.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Back to Curry for the tie. It's hauled in by Houston. It's off to L.A. after this game, where they'll face the Clippers. It's the second game of 3 on the road.
Just an active score. Defenses know when Van Vliet is looking to capitalize, forcing them to compromise sometimes.
Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
And the big X factor Van Vliet brings to the team is leadership. He's very talented at setting a good tone out on the floor and organizing his guys.
And the Warriors making a change here. Hield's checked in. Smith, he's checked in for Houston. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Warriors trail by 5. Outside Butler. Back to Curry. Cash money. Out of his 14 attempts, he's drained 9 of them.
He can score on you in bunches. Curry doing it all in this one.
Pass to Şengün. On the wing, Green. Defended by Podziemski. And that one's good. Green.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Outside Podziemski. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And there's Curry on the assist from Butler. Curry's got 25 points in the game.
It feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
For the tie. Podziemski's shot is good. And that ties it up.
They've really picked up the energy level and have willed themselves back into this game.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting tonight.
And very few teams rely on mid-range jumpers nowadays, but that's been their preferred way of finding points.
Butler finds Curry for the lead. The shot by Butler, no good.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
For Houston, they've gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Smith with a screen on Hield. Here's Brooks. Smith outside. Outside, Green. Here's Şengün. And Şengün throw it down.
Yeah, great positioning and timing from Şengün there. And his height helps a little too.
Now here's Podziemski. The D's right on him. Curry, no good.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Here's Green. Oh, it's blocked by Green.
You can see Draymond Green so fired up every time he has a chance to impact the game defensively.
Oh, what a crafty move, causing the defender to pause right there.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Butler passes to Curry, and here is Green, defended by Şengün. Back to Curry. Here's the 3, and that comes off the assist by Green. Curry's got 28.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. Rockets ahead, leading by 1. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Steve Kerr with some words for his players.
Getting there. The ball's moving. Looks more like us, all right? Good to great. We're getting some decent ones. Let's get some great shots.
Preaching how important it is to take quality shots. Coach Kerr.
He doesn't want them to settle for average shots. He wants his team to take great shots.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Curry and Hield to the sharp shooting backcourt. Jonathan Kuminga is out there with Trayce Jackson-Davis, and it's Post in at the 5 spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Knocks down the triple.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Pass to Şengün. From 7 feet away, it's rebounded by Golden State. Post has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside heel. Here's Kuminga. Now Jackson-Davis. Outside Curry to take the lead. It's rebounded by Şengün.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Here's Easton. No luck on that one. Good work defensively by Jackson-Davis. Oh, Kuminga, strong like bull.
Yeah, Kuminga is a guy who does not back down. In fact, he tries to go through you.
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Rockets. They trail by 1. Outside Easton. Şengün, a screen on Kuminga. Back to Şengün. And Şengün, throw it down.
Yeah, textbook work by Şengün, setting a solid screen and then getting open.
And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th now. Pass to Jackson-Davis. Here's Hield. Whitmore defending. Just 5 on the clock. Buddy Hield. That one's good. And the Warriors lead by 2.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
The Rockets have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the 4th. 2 for 4 now. Here's Whitmore. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Athleticism showing through from Whitmore. He doesn't need much room at all to operate in close.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. And Houston will go for a different look here. Dylan Brooks checked in for Smith. Thompson comes in for Easton. Green's checked in for Whitmore. And Fred VanVleet is subbed in for Holiday. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team. Coach was blunt with his assessment. He said to throw out everything that happened until now. It is a brand new game, and it's only a few minutes. Leave it out on the floor. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thanks. Nice move. Butler. The kick out. Curry. Good. And Butler gets the assist. Curry's got 18 points in just the second half.
His points are really adding up from the three-point line. He had 9 from distance in the first half, and he's only getting better.
Back to VanVleet. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
And the defense is all over VanVleet inside. But he sticks with it and wins a trip to the line for his efforts.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
Their hot shooting from long distance has been the key. Spacing the floor and rising up with that confidence.
Well, looking at the stat sheet, I could just see here tonight sharing the basketball. The stat that comes up most is assists. So sometimes you have to look for your teammate. That makes things happen. They've done it.
Good on the second one.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Butler surveying the floor. Green with a screen on VanVleet. Inside. Oh! Green dropping the hammer!
Well, Draymond Green's not going to get a ton of those, but trust me, He's loving every minute of it.
Rockets trail by 4. Van Vliet outside. Sends it home from three-point land. Van Vliet's got 4 points this quarter.
I mean, you have to love the intensity Van Vliet plays with in these situations. He's always ready to meet a challenge.
Here's Green. Oh, Green flexing on him with the strong finish.
This is when you need a defensive presence, but it's just not happening.
I'm looking out there trying to find one guy at least interested in playing defense, not that last possession.
And when Van Vliet kicks it up a notch, get out of his way. Keep letting him do his thing.
Curry against Van Vliet. Left side Moody, outside Butler. Shot clock at 5. Butler unfazed.
And Jimmy Buckets is alive.
Van Vliet against Curry. And the basket by Van Vliet.
And we've seen him do it in finals games. Van Vliet loves the big spot. Wants to be that guy.
Curry against Van Vliet. It falls!
Wow. That takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. Thompson finds Van Vliet. And it's good. And that one brings them within 1.
Smart play call to get him something at the rim.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
The 3 from Curry. It's hauled in by Houston. Van Vliet outside. Pass to Şengün. Thompson outside. Back to Şengün. And stolen by Green. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And now we've got an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that'll put him up 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Delivering exactly what they needed from the line. He secures the 3-point lead.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategy being discussed right now.
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Don't force something up. You got to be smart here.
"17 seconds left in the final quarter. Van Vliet, the pass to Şengün. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. And they need to stop the clock, so there's the foul. He drops the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Outside, Green. Houston with another miss. And so the big win by Golden State in a tight game. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves, but at the end of the day, everyone on their side is happy.
Yeah, happy indeed. The momentum shifted away from them a few times, especially early on. But give these guys credit for sticking with the game plan and finishing the job.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
All right, Jimmy, as you prepared for this one, what was the focus?
Just how hard we had to play, home or away. I think we did that. We stayed together through their runs, through our runs, and that was quality, and that's getting us done.
4 great quarters of work. Congrats on the win.
All right, Allie, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Brent Barry, Grant Hill, and our entire 2K Sports crew, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Stephen Curry.